Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Okay, bersiaran lagi kita malam ni. Alright, in Score A Plus Additional Mathematics IGCSE 2022 Part 2. Okay, so welcome to my class. So those who joined the Part 1, alright, so kita dah bincang a few topics in Part 1. Okay, and then for tonight, actually the topics tonight are a bit tougher compared to the topics that we discussed last week. Okay, so teacher takkan pergi lagi lah pada format apa semua sebab kita dah buat last week. So those who miss the part 1 slot tu, so you can refer to your teacher and then get the link to if you want to watch the watch the webinar. Okay, so you may do so. All right, so I will start with number 14. All right, so in your module, this number 14 is actually number 12. Okay, but we shift to this part because the topics that it's actually we fit the topics that we are going to discuss tonight. Okay, so for this one, so find the equation of the tangent to the curve y is equal to ln 3x square minus 1 over x plus 2 at the point where x is equal to 1. Right, so give your answer in the form y is equal to mx plus c, where m and c are constants, correct to 3 decimal places. So we have a constraint here. The question asks you to give the answer in correct to 3 decimal places. So this one you have to alert. All right, so the answer that you show, the final answer that you show must fulfill the requirement needed by the question. Okay, so what we are going to do for this question, actually kita tengok dulu, find the equation of tangent. So soalan minta kita cari equation of tangent to the curve, this curve. Okay, so what I can explain to you, all right, so I may use the curve. Let's say this is the curve y is equal to ln 3x square minus 1 over x plus 2. And then we have one straight line, which is actually tangent line to the curve. Okay, at this point where x is equal to 1, all right, so remember, if we have a curve, so dy dx, okay, dy dx, which is the first derivative of the curve, is actually equal to the gradient of tangent at x is equal to 1, okay, as stated in the question. All right, so what are we going to do is, first we have to differentiate the function to get the gradient of tangent at x is equal to 1, okay. So this is our y. So y is equal to, this is the function. So kalau kita tengok, ini adalah fraction. Okay, so dia dalam bentuk fraction. So what we are going to use is actually we have to use quotient rule. Okay, so the numerator will always be u. The denominator will always be your v. Okay, so we take out u. And then this is the differentiation of your u. When you differentiate ln, you will get 1 over fx. So now fx is 3x square minus 1. So dia akan jadi 1 over 3x square minus 1. And then you differentiate 3x square, you will get 6x. Okay, so this is your u prime. And then your v is x plus 2. So when you differentiate v, you will get 1. All right, so you will use all these 4 information that you have in quotient rule. So your dy dx become, right, so v here, v u prime is v u prime. This is your u prime minus u, and then this is your v prime divided by v square. Okay, all right. So when because you know that x is equal to 1, so we substitute x is equal to 1. So you don't have to simplify this one. Okay, kita masuk je dulu x is equal to 1, so that make it easy for us. Alright, so masukkan, so semua dia akan jadi satu nilai lah dekat sini. Okay, then you can use 1 plus 2. Here is 3, and then 6 over 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, so 3 times 6 over 2 minus this one become ln 2, and then bawah dia akan jadi 3 square. Okay, so you can use your calculator straight away actually. Okay, cari guna calculator, then you will get your answer in decimal number. Remember, you want to come out with the equation correct to 3 decimal places. All right, so your dy dx is 0.923. Okay, so if you don't want to simplify to this stage, all right, so you take your calculator and then you just key in all the values here and you will get the answer straight away from the calculator. Okay, so once you know dy dx is 0.923, so put in the general gradient form of the equation a straight line. All right, so you will have all right, y is equal to 0.923x plus c. So now you are going to find c. Nak cari c, you have to know x and y. You already know x but you don't know y. So you can find y by substituting x is equal to 1 into your curve. Alright, so y is equal to, right, so tempat x ni semua ganti dengan 1 and then you will get ln 2 over 3. So where is the point 1 ln 2 over 3 is actually here. Okay, at the this point when the tangent line meet the curve. Okay, right, so this is your x, this is your y. All right, so you substitute into the equation, this equation. So y is ln 2 over 3, x is equal to 1, therefore you can find c. So once you know c, then your equation of straight line is y is equal to 0.923x minus 0.3692. Okay, so this in 3 decimal places. This is also in 3 decimal places. The marks given is 6. So banyak ni 6 ni kat sini. Okay, so where is the first mark? So the first mark dekat sini, U prime. Okay, dekat U prime, you betul, you buat in a differentiate ln to get this one. So you will get 1 mark. Untuk V prime ni tak dapat lah because you differentiate x plus 2. It is so simple kan. Kita dapat 1 kat sini. So the nothing will, we are going to award you for this one. Okay, so once you use quotient rule, even though your U prime and your V prime is wrong, okay, yang mana-mana satu salah pun, tapi bila you guna V U prime minus U V prime over V square, you still get 1 mark, okay, for attempt to use quotient rule. And if you get all correct, you will get another mark. All right, so for this one, and then you substitute the value, then you will get dy dx is this 0.923, so you will get 1 mark. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one mark is here. Okay, you find y by substituting x into the curve. Okay, so dapat y, then you substitute the value, kira dapat c, then your answer. This is the final answer. Okay, so this is the 6 marks that will be given. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is the question number 14. Then we move to the next question. Okay, question number 15. Okay, number 15. So we have, this is trigonometric equation. All right, so you have sine alpha cosecant square alpha plus cos alpha secant square alpha is equal to 0. The question asks you to solve, meaning that you want to find the angle alpha. Okay, so what we are going to do first. Okay, sine dengan cosecant, apa relation dia? Okay, so kita tahu sine, cosecant ni adalah a reciprocal of sine. Alright, so dia akan jadi sine alpha multiply 1 over sine square alpha. So secant is a reciprocal of cos, so dia akan jadi 1 over cos square alpha. Okay, so we try to reduce the function given. So sekarang ni kalau kita ada 1, 2, 3, 4, so we reduce into 2. So what we have here, we can cancel out the sine alpha. Cos alpha, we can cancel with one of the cos square alpha here. So we have this. Okay, 1 over sine alpha plus 1 over cos alpha is equal to 0. Okay, so after you get this, apa nak buat? Alright, so I just move this 1 over sine alpha into the next side of the equation. Okay, so don't forget the negative. Okay, so why do I put here? Because after this, I multiply by sine alpha so that you will get this. Okay, so from 4 function, so we reduce into 2, and then now we reduce sine alpha over cos alpha to get tangent alpha. Okay, so we get tangent alpha is -1. We want to find the angle alpha here. Okay, so inverse tangent 1. So we ignore this negative first because we want to find the basic angle. Okay, so shift tangent 1. So you will get basic angle of alpha is pi over 4. Then we look at the negative sign here. Okay, so tangent is negative in quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. Okay, so now kita tahu kita nak cari angle dalam quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. Okay, so now look at the range given. So alpha is in the range of negative pi until pi. So from negative angle to positive angle. So apa yang teacher buat, if you get this type of the range, okay, so we split into two. One is for alpha between negative pi and 0, and then another one from 0 until pi. So this is a negative angle, so this is a positive angle. Okay, for this one, we work with these two quadrant because we know that when we have a negative angle, meaning that we start the angle, we start to find angle from 0, okay, clockwise direction. Sebelah sini naik ke sini. So sini is negative angle. Okay, so kita nak cari in quadrant 4. Okay, so basic angle is pi over 4. So basic angle duduk dalam quadrant 4 is here. Alright, so this is in quadrant 4. So the angle here is negative pi over 4. Okay, dia turun bawah sini, so clockwise direction. So this is negative pi over 4. So do we need to find the angle in quadrant 3? No need, because we identify that the angle that we want is in quadrant 2 and quadrant 4 only. Okay, so we only consider in quadrant 4. Okay, so after you got this one, so settle with negative angle, so we move to the positive angle. Okay, so positive angle from 0 until pi. So meaning that we deal with angle in quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. So kita nak cari angle dalam quadrant 2. So basic angle dalam quadrant 2 is here. Alright, so here is basic angle dia dekat sini. Okay, so angle that we want start from 0 until this line. Alright, so what is angle here? So this angle is pi over 4, meaning that here is pi minus pi over 4. Therefore, we get 3 pi over 4. Okay? Right. So these two angles, right. So kita ada dua angle, satu alpha, negative pi over 4, or you give the answer in quadrant, in decimal number. Alright, or alpha is 3 pi over 4. This is in quadrant 2, okay, or 2.36. So 4 marks will be given for this question. Okay, so the first mark will be given when you attempt to simplify from 4 trigonometric function to 2 trigonometric function. And then after that, you try to reduce, you attempt to reduce this sine alpha and cos alpha to get tangent alpha. So this is the second mark. Okay, then you will get the first mark is for the angle in quadrant 4. Okay, so negative pi over 4. And then the second, the fourth mark is for the second answer. Okay, the second correct without extra solution, meaning that you only have these two answers. tak ada angle, so katalah you all tersilap cari. Okay, kita nak cari dalam quadrant 4. And kita tak tengok angle dia yang dia nak from negative pi to pi. So you cari satu lagi angle, positive angle in quadrant 4 and then you put as your answer. So the second mark cannot be given. Okay, because kita dah ada extra solution dekat situ. Okay, right. So dia mesti fix 2 solutions to get 2 marks here. Alright. Okay. So itu untuk 15A. Alright. So now we go to 15B. Okay. 15B dia tak ada kaitan dengan 15A tadi. Alright. So 15B, B1. The question asks you to show that this is equal to 2 secant theta. So now you have to prove the left side expression is equal to 2 secant theta. So what do you do? Kalau kita ada dalam fraction. Okay, normally bila kita ada dalam fraction, kita kena equate the denominator. The first fraction, you have to multiply by cos theta. The second fraction, you multiply by 1 minus sin theta. Okay, so once you equate the denominator, tak payah buat dalam 2 fraction anymore. So you just put in 1 fraction because the denominator are all the same. Alright, so letak dalam satu denominator. Okay, the cos theta here, you multiply by cos theta. Letak je lah kat situ. Okay, and then 1 minus sin theta here, you multiply by 1 minus sin theta. Then you expand the bracket. Okay, kita expand. So this one kita akan dapat cos square theta. So this one you will get 1. Okay, negative sin theta minus sin theta is negative 2 sin theta. Okay, negative and negative become positive. So sin theta is sin square theta. Okay, so remember, so you have this identity. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So we have here cos square theta plus sin square theta. Even though dia tak duduk dekat-dekat, so kita alert lah kat sini dia ada cos square theta plus sin square theta. So these two become 1. Okay, equal to 1. So 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 minus 2 sin theta. Bawah dia, so you just let it as 1 minus sin theta times cos theta. Normally kita tak expand yang bawah dia. Okay, so kita tengok. Selalunya kita boleh cancel out je. Alright, so now kat sini kita ada 2 minus 2 sin theta. So for these two terms, kita ada both 2 and 2. So we take out 2 out. Alright, so in the bracket, it become 1 minus sin theta, which is actually sama dengan 1 minus sin theta dekat bawah. So you can cancel out this sin theta, 1 minus sin theta to get 2 over cos theta. Okay, 2 over cos theta is equal to 2 secant theta. So from this part, so you reduce this one, buat yang ni sampai you get this and then you get 2 secant theta. Okay, 4 marks. The first mark will be given when you attempt to equate the denominator and then sampai siap you all buat expansion semua kat sini. Okay, kat sini belum lagi dapat markah. So you have to settle this one. Alright, so express here and then show that sin square theta, you use sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. You will get 1 mark. Okay. Okay, then you factorize to get, to show that you can cancel out this 1 minus sin theta. And then you get this 2 over cos theta leading to get the answer 2 secant theta. Okay. Jangan stop dekat sini because the question asks you to show that this one is equal to 2 secant theta, meaning that the last answer should be the 2 secant theta. Okay. Tapi markah dia akan bagi dekat the step higher tu. Okay, before you get this. Okay. Alright. Okay, tu 15B1. Alright. So now we look 15B2. Okay, 15B2, tengok dia kata hence. When the question stated hence here, meaning that you have to use whatever you get before. Alright, so sekarang ni tengok cos 3 sin 3 phi. Okay, kita panggil dia phi kat sini. Okay, cos 3 phi over 1 minus sin 3 phi plus yang ni 1 minus sin 3 phi over cos 3 phi is equal to 4. Okay, apa kaitan this one dengan yang tadi? So kita tengok. So this is from B1. Okay, from B1 you get this. Okay, so this is cos, this is cos, this is 1 minus sin, this is 1 minus sin. Sama je kan? So the difference is you have cos 3 phi dengan theta. Yang ni semua theta tapi yang ni semua cos, semua 3 phi. Okay, kalau you ada this one, tadi you is equal to, bila kita proof, kita akan dapat 2 secant theta. So, for this one, yang berubah cuma from theta to 3 phi. So, we supposed to have this is equal to 2 secant 3 phi. Okay, sama dengan yang ni tadi, cuma sekarang ni kita tukar tempat theta jadi 3 phi. Therefore, all these are 2 secant 3 phi. So, is equal to 4. Okay, right. Alright, so secant 3 phi is equal to 4 divided by 2. So, you will get 2. Secant is the reciprocal of cos. So, 1 over secant is 1 over cos. Okay, so kalau kita terbalikkan, kita akan dapat cos 3 phi is equal to 1 over 2 lah kat sini. Okay, because our calculator cannot find the angle of 3 phi straight away from secant. So, kita kena tukar dia dulu jadi cos. Okay, so instead of secant theta 3 phi is 2, so cos 3 phi is 1 over 2. So, kita cari basic angle of 3 phi. So, inverse cos 1 over 2. So, inverse cos 1 over 2, basic angle dia adalah 60 degrees. Okay, jangan divide terus dengan 3 kat sini. Okay, so kita tengok kita ada basic angle 60 degrees. Okay, tengok pula kat sini. Tadi negatif kan? Yang the first one 15A. Sekarang ni, this one. So, kita nak cari cos positive. So, cos positive in quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. Alright. Tengok dia punya range. Range from 0 until 180 degrees. But this is 4 phi. Kita ada 3 phi. Okay, so angle to be considered is from 0 until 540 degrees. Okay, because kita ada 3 phi kat sini. Alright. So, kalau 540, 540 degrees, maksudnya angle yang kita nak consider start from this angle, pusing sampai sini, baru 360, pusing lagi sampai sini, baru sama dengan 540. Okay, kita nak cari angle dalam quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. Kita cari dulu untuk first rotation. Okay, in quadrant 1, so 60 degrees is here. Alright, so angle, we want angle in quadrant 1. So, kita nak cari angle. The first angle that we want is 60 degrees. Okay, because 60 degrees lie in quadrant 1. Okay, next kita nak cari angle in quadrant 4. So, quadrant 4, basic angle dia dekat sini. Alright, so this is basic angle. Tapi angle yang kita nak cari, because positive angle, sini positif semua. So, ni positif. So, we start the angle from 0 anti-clockwise until this line. So, this line. Okay, so what is this angle? Is actually 360 minus 60, which is 300 degrees. Okay, so settle dalam first rotation because kita nak cari sampai dia punya jeni sampai 540, meaning that kita kena sambung jeni ni and then masuk second rotation. Second rotation, we meet quadrant 1 one more time. Okay, kita jumpa sekali lagi quadrant 1. Okay, tempat kita nak cari angle. So, kita jumpa ni one whole turn, 360. And then jumpa lagi kat sini. Alright, so 360 plus 60, which is 420. Okay, So no more angle because kita cuma nak cari dalam quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. So you don't have to consider the second quadrant of second rotation. Okay, so that is 3 phi. So phi is equal to, you divide by 3 all these angles. So you will get 20, 100 and 140 degrees. Okay, right. First mark will be given, dekat sini baru dapat first mark. Okay, because dekat sini yang kita nampak bayang-bayang dia kita nak dapatkan kita punya angle. Okay, so this one you will get first mark. Okay, second mark will be given for basic angle. Alright, basic angle ni dapat satu markah, 60, nampak satu markah, nampak je 60, kita bagi you all satu markah based on this one lah. Okay, next is two correct solution. Ada 20 and 100 or ada 20 and 140. Two correct solution, we give you another mark. And then the fourth mark will be given for third correct without extra solution. Macam tadilah. Okay. Kalau katalah kita terlajak cari satu lagi, angle in quadrant 4, meaning that the fourth mark will not be given. Okay. Sebab dah terlebih daripada jawapan yang sebenarnya. Okay. So make sure that you have only angle yang kita nak cari saja. Okay, so identify dulu angle mana dalam kuadran mana yang kita nak cari. Dia positif ke dia negatif? Kalau dia negatif, cos negatif dalam kuadran berapa? Sekarang ni dia cos positif, meaning that in quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. Okay. Right. Alright, now we go to number 16. Okay, number 16. Okay, ini soalan. Okay, bila dia nak susun sekarang ni, a 6-digit number is formed from the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so how many digits that we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 digits. Okay, so we want to form a 6-digit number, but the number cannot start with 0. Okay, and each digit can be used at most once in any 6-digit number. Okay, sekali je boleh guna, satu digit boleh guna sekali, 0 tak boleh duduk depan. Okay, so this is an arrangement. Ingat kita ada belajar dua, permutation dengan combination. So if the number, 6-digit numbers, if the arrangement does matter, meaning that kita guna permutation. Maksudnya kalau nombor 21 dengan nombor 12, even though we use the same digit, okay, 1 and 2, but we have different value. So itu arrangement does matter. Maksudnya susunan tu penting. Okay, so kita kena guna permutation. Okay, now bila kita nak buat soalan macam ni, alright, we can use method yang guna PP and PR tu kan. Okay, so that one I will use as method 1. So teacher will show you two methods. So it's up to you whether you want to follow another, which method that you want. Alright, so method 1, because 0 cannot be the first as the first digit. Okay, number tu tak boleh start dengan 0, meaning that for the first place we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, kita cuma ada 7 digits to be choose. Okay, so dia akan jadi 7P1. Okay, 7P1, and then kita ada 6-digit numbers. Okay, so the first place, you fill the first place, and then we have another 5 places. Okay, another 5 places can be fulfilled. 0 boleh take part. Maksudnya, tadi kita ada 8 digit, tolak 0, kita akan dapat 7 digit. Bila 7 digit ni, dah guna 1 digit untuk letak depan. So, we have another 6, tambah lagi dengan 0. So, we have another 7. Okay, out of 7, we want to take 5. So, 7P5. Alright. So, you multiply these two. So, we have 17,640. Okay. Or you want to use principle of multiplication. Alright. So, principle of multiplication, you have 6 places to be filled. Okay. You want to fulfill all these 6 places. Okay. The first place first. Okay, the first place, you don't have 0. So you have 7 choices because you have 7 different digits. Okay, for the next, alright, so you have another 6. Satu dah masuk sini. So you have another 6. Tambah dengan 0 tu pun boleh jadi juga pilihan dekat sini. So you have 7 choices. And then after that, you have 6 choices, 5, 4 and 3. So you multiply all this to get the answer 17,640. Okay, markah dia satu je because dia punya restriction cuma limited to this only. Okay, so markah dia tengok jawapan akhir saja terus kita bagi satu markah. Alright. Okay, so that is for 16A part 1. Alright, so kita tengok sekarang ni 15A part 2. So kita nak juga 6 digit numbers tapi kita punya number tu are divisible by 5. Alright, so out of all these digits, please be noticed that the number can only be divisible by 5 if the number ends with 0 or ends with 5. Okay, number tu kena berakhir dengan 0 ataupun number tu kena berakhir dengan 5. Baru number tu kita kata divisible by 5. So we have two cases. So these two cases kita kena asingkan. Sebab 0 tu dia boleh jadi dia ada syarat lain untuk 0. Okay. So kita akan buat. So we have the first, we consider that the number ends in a 5. Okay, nombor tu akan berakhir dengan 5. So bila nombor berakhir dengan 5, the 6 places, the 6 place, okay, the 6 place dah diisi dengan nombor 5. Okay, so sekarang ni kita cuma nak isi 5, the first 5 place. Okay, the first 5 places tu. Nombor tempat yang ke-6 tu dah diisi dengan digit 5. Okay, so to fulfill the first place, okay, out of 8 digits, 5 dah ambil letak dekat belakang. So kita ada lagi 7 digits. 7 digits, 0 tak boleh duduk depan. So we have only 6 digits to be taken. Alright. So 6P1 untuk first place. Okay. So selepas kita dah isi tempat pertama, so kita ada lagi 5 digits. Sebab 5 digits tambah lagi dengan 0. So we have another 6, P4. Okay, 4 yang kat tengah-tengah tu sebelum digit 5 yang duduk dekat belakang. Okay, so jadi yang 5 dekat belakang tu kita tak payah consider dah because that one is 1P1. Okay, 1P1 is 1. So tak tulis pun tak apa. Alright, so 6P1 multiply 6P4 is 2160. Okay, itu kalau the number ends in a 5. Okay, so kita consider satu lagi ends in a 0. Maksudnya nombor belakang confirm dah 0. Okay, digit 0 duduk dekat belakang sekali. Bila digit 0 duduk dekat belakang, so digit yang nak letak dekat depan sekali tu, dah 0 dah letak kat belakang kan. Maksudnya kita ada lagi 7 digits to be taken. Okay, kita to be choose. Right, kita ada 7 ni. So 7 tu boleh ambil, kita boleh consider untuk isi tempat yang pertama. Okay, and then tempat kedua, ketiga, keempat and then kelima. So 7P5 is 2520. Because 0 tu dia dah duduk dekat belakang. So dia dah duduk diam-diam dah kat situ. Okay, so how many different arrangement is 2160 plus 2520 is 4680. Okay, itu kalau kita guna P and PR. Alright, so kalau kita susun guna method 2, guna principle of multiplication. Alright, so we have 6 places. One here is one choice for digit 5 only. So 6 here because we have another 6 digit excluded 0. Okay, lepas tu sini another 6 because 0 include balik dalam pilihan. So 6543. So you multiply all this, you will get 2160. Okay, and then ends in a 0. Kita ada 6 places. Belakang ni confirm dah 0 duduk belakang. So only one choice. Okay, so 7 choices for the first place. 6, 5, 4 and 3. Okay, dia ikut je yang ini. Okay, sebabnya 0 tu dah tak ada dalam kita punya list untuk kita nak tolak dekat depan ni. Okay, jadi you multiply all this, you will get 2520. Okay, mana-mana satu pun tak apa. Ya, nak guna yang ni pun boleh. Nak guna this one pun boleh. Then the number of arrangement, you will get the same answer. Okay, 3 marks will be given for this. Okay, cari yang ini dapat 2160 ni. Okay, this one ataupun this one, you will get 1 mark. Okay, another mark for second one, either 7P5 or 7 times 6 times 5 until 1 here. Okay, then the third mark, of course, the answer for 680. Okay, all right. So that is for permutation number 16A. Okay. Now, we have another one. Kita ada restriction kat sini. Dia kata nak buat 6-digit numbers juga, tapi the numbers must greater than 850,000. Okay. So sekarang ni tengok kat sini. Biasa kita jumpa macam dia greater than 800,000 ataupun less than berapalah 700,000 macam tu lah. Sekarang ni ada dua benda kat sini, 85000. Okay. So kalau number tu must be greater than 800,000, okay, number tu mesti depan mesti 8 atau number depan mesti 9. Tapi kalau number depan mesti 8, the second place tu kita kena tengok. Because the number must be greater than 850,000. Okay, so kita tengok. Kalau start with 8. Alright, so start with 8. Depan ni memang confirm 8 lah. Sebab kita dah consider dia, kita kata number must start with 8. So here must be number 8. Okay, second place. Kenapa 4? Second place because the number must be greater than 850,000. So nombor sini mesti 5 and above. Okay, 5 and above. For 5 and above ada 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we have 5 digits altogether. But number 8 is, we already use number 8 for the first place. So kita akan ada 5, 6, 7 or 9 only. So we have 4 choices. Okay, so after you use 2 digits, so out of 8, use 2 digits. So we have another 6 choices, 5, 4 and 3. Okay, so you multiply all this, you will get 1440. Okay, so that one is for the numbers start with 8. And then kalau numbers to start with 9, alright, so depan confirm number 9. Okay, then kalau 9 kat sini, tak kisahlah number sini kecil daripada 5 pun boleh sebab dia dah number 900 plus, 900,000. Okay, so this one, you can use any digits yang ada lagi lah. So 7, 6, 5, 4 and 3. Okay, multiply all this to get 2520. And then the number of arrangement is the sum of these two. You will get 3960. Okay, so ini kalau you all guna principle of multiplication. Kalau you all nak guna NPR. Okay, so this one dia tak consider lah. Because kita tak consider because 1P1 is 1. So we terus pada the second place. So second place we have 4 choices. We want to take 1. Okay, satu masa tu kita nak satu je. Alright, and then after that kita ada another 6 digits. So 6P4. Okay. Then if the number start with number 9, with digit 9, so depan ni confirm dah 9. Alright, so we have 7 other digits, so 7P5. Okay, so 2520. Add these two to get 3960. Okay, right. So 3 marks, satu confirm dekat sini lah. Okay, mestinya dekat start with 8. Okay, and another one is for starting with number 9, digit 9. Okay, and then the answer 3960 will be the final mark for this question. Okay, So 3 markah, tadi pun 3, 3, 3, 6. A1 tadi 7. Okay, A1 tadi 1 markah je kan. Okay, so for 16A pun kita dah ada 7 marks. Okay, right. Now we look at 16B. The question stated that a team of 8 people is to be chosen from 12 people. Okay, so yang ni kita nak pilih team je. Bila nak pilih team, so we don't have to arrange all the people tu dalam satu baris ke, tak ada, in a row ke, tak ada. Okay, so for this one, so we will use combination. But we have restriction here. So 3 of the people are brothers who must not be separated. Okay, kita ada 3 orang, dia adik-beradik. Okay, dia adik-beradik and then dia tak nak berpisah, so must not be separated. So find the number of different teams that can be chosen. Okay, these 3 people, these 3 brothers, it's either all must be in a team or not in a team. Kalau dia duduk dalam team, semua tiga-tiga nak kena duduk dalam team. Kalau dia tak nak duduk dalam team, maksudnya tiga-tiga tak boleh ada dalam team. Okay, so we have two cases here. So we have to consider both. First, we consider that 3 brothers are in the team. Dia duduk dalam team. So kalau 3 brothers are in the team, so we have 8 people all together in a team. Alright, so 3 brothers dah memang confirm dah duduk dalam team, meaning that out of 8, so 3 tu memang dah ada tempat untuk these 3 brothers. Okay, so we need another 5. So another 5 will be chosen from, okay, 12 ni termasuk yang 3 orang ni. Okay, so 12 minus 3, it becomes 9. Okay, so from 9 people, we want to choose 8. Alright, so dia akan jadi 9C5 is equal to 126. Okay, because all 3 brothers must be in a team, dia dah confirm dah duduk dalam tu, so dia dah 3 tambah lagi 5, so dia akan jadi 8. Okay, alright. So what if these 3 brothers are not in the team? Okay, dia tak duduk dalam team. So kalau tak duduk dalam team, maksudnya kita terus dia keluarkan dia, 3-3. Alright, so meaning that we have 8 places to be fulfilled by berapa? 9 people. Sebab out of 12, 3 beradik ni kita dah tolak. So kita akan ada 9. From these 9 people, we want to choose 8. So 9C8, which is equal to 9. Okay, so the number of different teams that can be chosen is the sum of these two, 126 plus 9, which is 135. Okay, so kalau kita ada a few cases, so we have to split the case one by one. Okay, so you have to arrange ataupun kita yang nak kena buat, kita yang nak kena decide. Okay, kita nak consider which case that we want to consider first. Okay, kita kena pecahkan dia punya restriction tu kepada yang kita lebih mudah untuk dapatkan. Alright, okay, so 3 marks, 1 is for this one. If 3 brothers are in the team. Okay, another mark is for this one. Kalau dia tak duduk dalam team. Okay, the sum of these two is 135. Okay, so kita akan ada 3 markah dekat sini. Alright. Okay, to number 16B. Next. Ini tajuk apa? Soalan ni dia baik ni. Dia bagi terus ni. The first 3 terms of an arithmetic progression. Kita tahu dia arithmetic progression. Once nampak je arithmetic progressions, you all dah kena bayangkan mesti ada first term, mesti ada common difference. Okay. Yang tu memang wajib kena ada. So macam mana nak cari common difference? Okay. Dia dah bagi dah tu. Okay. Kenapa dia bagi 3 terms? Right. So from these 3 terms, dia boleh prove that this sequence is an arithmetic progression, and then kita boleh dapatkan dia punya common difference dekat situ, kita boleh dapatkan dia punya A dekat situ. Okay. Alright. So, bila dia bagi 3 ni, so log satu lagi. Okay. Sekarang ni in terms of log. So, bila in terms of log, maybe kita nak kena guna law of logarithms. Okay, so teacher letak kat sini lah law of logarithms. You may need this law of logarithms to solve the question. Okay. Right. Because of log kat sini. Okay, so now kita come out. What is A? A is the first term, log 3. Okay. D is T2 minus T1. Kalau dalam IG dia guna U2 minus A. Sama je. Okay, or you use T3 minus T2. Okay, the difference between two consecutive terms. Alright, so now teacher, I use T2 minus A. So 3 log 3 minus log 3. So 3 log 3 minus log 3 is 2 log 3. Okay, so this is your D. What is the question give you? Alright, so the question give you the sum of n terms of this progression is 256 log 81. So the question asks you to find the value of n. Okay, so the sum of n terms is Sn. Okay, so Sn is 256 log 81. Alright, so dalam kepala Sn, apa dia Sn? Alright, so formula for Sn will be given in exam paper, ada dalam exam paper. So don't worry about this. Alright, so Sn is n over 2, so 2a plus n minus 1d. So you will use this. Okay, kita dah tahu dah Sn is 256 log 81. Okay, right, so what is n over 2? So kita gunalah yang ni. Okay, so n over 2, you don't know what is n, so you just stay as n over 2. Okay, 2a is 2 log 3. Okay, because a is log 3 plus n minus 1 is n minus 1. So your d is 2 log 3. Okay, and here, because all this, if you can see here, if you notice, semua ni dalam log 3. Okay, and then 81 can also be written in log 3 to the power of something because 81 is a multiple of 3. So kita buat terus siap kat sini. So 256 log 3. So tekan calculator lah. Try and error 3 to the power of 3 kalau tak ingat kan. 3 to the power of 4 is 81. Okay. So for this one, alright, you can use third law of logarithm where log 3 to the power of 4, nampak sini. The third law said that log m to the power of n boleh turun depan. So dia akan multiply dengan 256. Okay, so this one kita expand this bracket first. So you will get 2 log 3. This is 2 log 3. Okay, n times dengan 2 log 3, you will get 2n log 3. This and this you get negative 2 log 3. Okay, now this one use the third law. So 4 turun depan sini. Okay, tengok dalam first bracket kat sini. This is 2 log 3 minus 2 log 3. So 2 log 3 minus 2 log 3 is 0. What's left is only n over 2 and 2n log 3. Okay, depan ni dah jadi 1024 log 3. Okay, so these two and these two you can cancel out. Alright, log 3 kiri kanan ada log 3. So you can compare the coefficient. So n square is 1024. Okay, then you will get n is equal to the square root of 1024 and n is equal to 32. You don't need to consider the negative part because n is the number of terms. So bila the number of terms memang takkan ada negative value lah. Okay, so n is equal to 32. Alright. Okay. So 5 marks will be given. Alright, so 5 marks dekat mana 5 marks? When you find D. Dapat je nampak je D, seen or implied. Kita bagi je 1 markah. Okay, and then you use SN to attempt to solve your problem. Alright, so the second mark. Markah ketiga, when you get this. Yang ini, you use the law of logarithm. For guna satu law of logarithm, yang ini. So you will get 1 mark. dekat mana-mana lah, sama ada dekat stage ni ataupun dekat stage yang bawah ni, you all lambat sikit ke nak guna, tak ada masalah. Okay, once you use law of logarithm, so we will give you 1 mark. Okay, and then you simplify, compare the coefficient of log 3, kusah kat sini pun log 3, so you will get this, and then n is equal to 32. Okay, for log question, this is one of the example how to solve the problem. If you use another way to solve the problem, tak ada masalah. So you all boleh je guna, because as long as you use the law of logarithm, you follow the rules, okay, the legal rules, okay, buat ikut rules betul-betul, ikut law dia, tak semestinya macam ni. So you also will get the same answer. Okay. Nanti katalah you all buat log 3 square naik atas sini. So teacher tak buat naik atas. Boleh juga, tak ada masalah. Okay. As long as last kali you all dapat yang ini dengan legal, dengan legal lah. Dia punya law dia semua ikut betul. Kalau legal, tak illegal, tiba-tiba je dapat n is equal to 32, tak boleh lah. Okay. Alright. But not necessary to refer to my working solution only. Okay, mungkin ada banyak lagi, so you may show to your teacher. Okay, so your teacher can approve whether your solution is correct or not. Okay. Okay. Now we look at B. Okay, we look at B. Soalan kata, do not use a calculator in this part of the question. Okay, bila dia tak suruh tak boleh guna calculator, maksudnya takkan ada decimal number ln 256 ni yang you all nak tekan calculator nak dapat decimal number dulu, lepas tu baru tukar jadi in this form, tak boleh. Okay, dia mesti stay dalam ln. Alright. So this is geometric progression. Bila geometric progression, ingat mesti ada A, mesti ada common ratio. Okay, so nak cari common ratio, T2 divide by T1 ataupun T3 divide by T2. Okay, next the question asks you to find the sum to infinity. Okay, so we list down first. What is your A? A is ln 256. Okay, nak cari R. Okay, U2 ni T2 sama kalau ni dia guna U2. Okay, ln 16 adalah second term. Okay, so kita ada second term, kita ada first term. Nak guna third term pun boleh. Okay, nak cari R, nak guna third term dengan second term pun boleh. Okay, teacher nampak kat sini lompat dia dah kecil lagi pada ln, kalau nak guna nombor ni besar kan. Okay, mana-mana pun boleh. Okay, R is T2 divide by A. So ln 16 divide by ln 256. Alright, so try and error lah kat sini. Okay, so 256. Bila kita nak matikan ln ni, 256 ni, boleh tak kita buat dalam 16 to the power of something. Okay, so kita try. Alright, so kat sini ln 16 over ln 16 square. Okay, ln 16 square is 256. You use the law of logarithm, 2 ni turun depan. So dia dapat ln 16 over 2 ln 16. So this ln 16 dengan ln 16 you can cancel out. So therefore your R is 1 over 2. So kita dah ada first term, kita dah ada common ratio. Okay, so once you ada common ratio dengan first term, soalan minta kita cari find to sum to infinity. Okay, so sum to infinity is A over 1 minus R. Okay, dah cukup dah maklumat kita ada. A dah ada, R pun dah ada. So you use the formula here to find S infinity. A is 256, ln 256 over 1 minus 1 over 2. Okay, so soalan minta kita bagi in the form of P ln 2. So kita kena try 256 ni 2 to the power of berapa? Okay, so boleh je nak try 2 to the power of 5 pun kita tahu itu je biasa kan, 3 to the power of 5 is 32. So kalau kita multiply 2 lagi dapat berapa? Okay, so kita akan dapat kat sini ln 2 to the power of 8. Okay, actually guna calculator pun Tak nampak pun yang ni kan. Cumanya dia tak boleh tukar dalam decimal number. Okay. Ln 2 to the power of 8. Alright. So bawah ni 1 minus 1 over 2 is 1 over 2. So 8 ni guna law of logarithm turun depan jadi 8 ln 2. Okay. 8 ln 2 divide by 1 over 2 samalah dengan 8 ln 2 multiply 2 over 1. Okay, 1 over 2 bawah ni, bila divide 1 over 2 is equal to, bila kita multiply, tukar kan 1 over 2 jadi 2 over 1. So kita dapat yang ni. So 8 dengan 2 boleh multiply, dia ni duduk dekat luar. So 8 times 2 is 16. So 16 ln 2. Okay, so kita dah jawab. Dah bagi jawapan kita in the form P ln 2 where P is equal to 16. Okay. Right. So 4 marks. The first mark is of course cari R. Okay. So you try attempt to use T2 Tn over Tn minus 1 to find R. And then R itself dapat jawapan 1 over 2, 1 markah. Okay. Use the formula of S infinity. So dapat 1 markah dekat sini. And then, so you simplify and then you will get the final answer 16 ln 2. Okay, so itu question number 17. Alright, now look at number 18. Okay, number 18 ni, ini soalan binomial. Okay, ni soalan binomial. Selalu sangat keluar soalan binomial ni. Okay, kalau dia pattern dia lebih kurang sama je, cuma number je lah yang berubah-ubah. Okay, so now the question asks you to find the first 3 terms. Dia kata find the rational numbers A, B and C such that the first 3 terms in descending powers of X in the expansion of, ini yang dia bagi. Okay, so dekat depan sana, dekat depan apa ni exam paper tu, dia ada binomial expansion. Dia bagi binomial expansion. So you use whatever given. Ikut saja sebenarnya. Okay, dia akan ada 2 terms in the bracket. A plus B. So the first one will be the first term and then ini akan jadi second term. Be careful bila dia ada negative. Okay, so negative ni pun akan jadi your B tau. Alright, and then you just ikut yang ini. Dia nak sampai third term. So sampai third term, maksudnya kita stop sampai third je lah. Di satu, first term, second term, third term. Okay, tak payahlah sampai NR tu. Kalau dalam depan tu, kalau you all refer dekat depan, formula depan tu, dia sampai NR. Lepas tu dot 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 lagi kan. Okay. Alright, so now A is equal to 3x square and then B is equal to negative 1 over 9x to the power of 5. Okay, and dia sekarang ni 5. Okay, so what is A? A is 3x square. Alright, so 3x square masuk sini. Don't forget to put in a bracket. Okay, sebab power 5 ni, 3 ni pun akan terlibat juga dengan power of 5. Okay, so 5, 1. So this one is N, 5, 5, 1. A dia adalah 3x square to the power of 4. B is negative 1 over 9x. Most of my students, dia selalu miss ni, bracket ni. Bila kita miss bracket, dia macam tolak tau. Dia sebenarnya multiply dekat sini. Okay, so this is negative 1 over 9x. Mesti ada negatif dekat dalam bracket ni. Okay, and then this one, you just ikut 5, 2. And then this is also A. Okay, power dia sekarang ni dah jadi 3. So 5 minus 2. Okay, and then this one pun sama. In the bracket, everything must square. Okay. So common mistake selalu student buat 3 ni dia tak, power dia tak jadi 5. Okay, so please be noticed. So 3 is also, you use 1 kat sini, power of 3 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. So dia akan jadi 3 to the power of 5 is 2, 4, 3. X to the power of 10. Okay, so 5C1 you can use your calculator. 5C1 is 5. Okay, 3 to the power of 4 is 81. X to the power of 8. Alright, so this one is negative 1 over 9x. Duduk je dalam bracket tu diam-diam. Okay, 5C2 is 10. So 3 cube is 27. X to the power of 6. Yang ini negatif pun kena square. So dia akan jadi positif. 1 square dia jadi 1. 9 kat bawah ni pun kena square. Dia jadi 81x square. Okay. Right. So yang ini, so you use your calculator. Okay. I advise you to use calculator to avoid any mistake. Sebab soalan macam ni, dia sebenarnya soalan tu tak susah. Cuma dia agak banyak benda yang you all nak kena consider. Okay. And then tendency untuk buat kesilapan tu ada besar sikit lah. Alright. So this 243 x to the power of 10 settle. But this one 5 times 81 times negative 1 over 9. Okay, you will get negative 45. Okay, x to the power of 8, bawah ada x. So kita potong satu x, bawah ni satu, power dia satu. So 8 minus 1 is equal to 7. Okay, also do this one. 10 multiply dengan 27, multiply dengan 1 over 81. So you will get 10 over 3. So x to the power of 6. Bawah ada x square. So 6 minus 2 you will get x to the power of 4. Settle. Okay. Macam mana pun dekat atas. Jawapan dia ni markah 3 ni diberi dekat setiap satu A, B and C yang betul. Okay. So A akan jadi 4, 2, 4, 3. B for this one. And then another mark. Okay, the first mark for the first term. Okay, second mark for the second term. And then this is the third term. Betul semua terus dapat 3 markah. Okay, soalan yang memang you all saya rasa tak boleh hilang markah sebenarnya. Okay, cuma plus minus kat sini lah. Banyak yang buat careless dekat sini. Okay, right. So this is for 18A. Kita habiskan soalan nombor 18 and then after that teacher bagi break sekejap. Alright. 18B. Now question asks you to hence. When you hence kat sini maksudnya you have to use whatever you have in 18A. Okay, find the coefficient of x to the power of 4 in the expansion of this. Nampak yang ini sama macam tadi kan? Okay, so this is what we have in A. Okay, in 18A. Dah dapat dah yang ni cantik. Okay, so this one 1 plus 1 over x cube square. Okay, bila square, so this one pun you all kena expand. Dia square macam you all expand quadratic biasa. Okay, so what you have is this one multiply dengan yang ini. You just take 3 terms ni je. Tak payah sampai 5, 6. Okay, 3 je yang you all dapat dekat section A tadi. Alright, so this one, when you expand, you will get this. Okay, expand. 1 square dapat 1. 1 times 1 over x cube times 2 dapat this one. So 1 over x cube square, you will get 1 over x to the power of 6. Okay, right. Soalan minta kita cari coefficient of x to the power of 4. Okay, so kena fikir mana terms in first bracket, when you multiply with the second bracket, you will get the x to the power of 4. Okay, if you look at this one, x to the power of 10, you kena multiply bawah the x to the power of 6 so that kita dapat 10 minus 6 is 4. Okay, so for x to the power of 4, you find this and this. You kena pair yang ini, multiply dengan yang ini to get 2, 4, 3. So x to the power of 10 or times dengan 1 over x to the power of 6. Lepas tu, bila you dah jumpa this one, tak payahlah nak cari yang ni dengan yang ni. Confirm dia tak dapat x to the power of 4 dah. Okay, tengok pula second term. Second term, ada tak dia multiply dengan yang mana-mana dalam second bracket ni. Therefore, dia akan dapat 4. So, tengok sini. X to the power of 7, bawah x to the power of 3. 7 minus 3 akan dapat 4. Okay, so this one and this one also can give you the coefficient of x to the power of 4. Therefore, kita sambung dia dekat sini. Okay. And of course this one, kalau you all tengok, dia dah x to the power of 4. So dia kena multiply dengan constant 1. Then kita akan dapat 10 over 3 x to the power of 4. So yang ini kalau simplify pun you all akan dapat x to the power of 4. Yang ini dengan yang ni pun when you simplify you will get x to the power of 4. And then it's also x to the power of 4. The question asks you to find the coefficient of x to the power of 4. So kalau dia nak coefficient, so you just ignore x tu. Kita ambil coefficient saja. Yang mana coefficient? Coefficient is this one, 2, 4, 3. Yang ini is negative 45 times 2. Yang ini adalah 10 over 3. Okay, so we simplify this to get the coefficient of x to the power of 4, which is equal to this. You can give your answer in this form or in this form. So avoid giving answer in decimal number because that is not accurate actually. Okay, so mesti bagilah dalam bentuk fraction macam ni. So your class waste ataupun your silver calculator will help you actually will help you much lah pada untuk dapatkan decimal apa ni fraction. Okay, answer in fraction. Okay, alright. So we stop. Sebelum stop kita tengok dulu 3 markah dekat mana dia bagi. Okay, so 3 marks. When you try to attempt to find the coefficient of x to the power of 4. Okay. Alright. So this one, okay, sorry. The first mark will be given for expansion of second bracket. Okay, because the first bracket dia tak bagilah. The first bracket is from A. So second bracket is this one. Award 1 mark for your attempt to expand 1 plus 1 over x cube square tu. Okay, second mark is when you attempt to find the coefficient of x to the power of 4. You combine semua sekali yang ni and then you will get the marks for the final answer. Okay, I will stop for 3 minutes. Maybe you want to go to the toilet or you want to take your drink. Okay, and then we will come back after 3 minutes. Okay. Alright. So now, dah 3 minit Okay, so kita harap kita bertahan lagi lah. Another 1 hour to go. Lebih kurang. Okay. We look at number 19. A particle P is moving with a velocity of 20 meter per second in the same direction as 3-4. Okay. So this is velocity. The question asks you to find velocity vector. What is the difference between velocity and velocity vector? Okay, velocity vector ni, you have to split your velocity into horizontal and vertical movement. And your horizontal and vertical movement tu, dia mesti ikut direction yang sama dengan yang ni. But not 3-4 kita tengok kat sini. Okay, so if you look at this. Okay, 3-4. This is a horizontal movement and then this is the vertical movement. So what we have here is when you have 3 and 4, and then start from here kat sini. Okay, so we can form a right angle triangle, and then if we form a right angle triangle and then the angle here is theta. Okay, so kalau sini 3 and then sini 4, Pythagoras theorem, so here is 5. Okay, so your velocity will goes in the same direction as this, meaning that we can use the same triangle. Okay, we can use the same triangle, but we don't know what is x and y, but we know that here is 20. Okay, but it follows the same angle here, theta. Okay, so from 5 to get 20, so this is, it's like a similar triangle. Okay, we learn similar triangle bila? Masa form 2 kot kan? Kita belajar ke form 1? Teacher pun tak ingat dah. Okay, so form 1 ke form 2 dalam maths you all belajar. Okay, so similar triangle 5 to 20. So how do you get 20 from 5? So you multiply 5 by 4. Therefore, 3 and 4 here will also ikut the same ratio of this. So from 3, so to get x is actually 3 times 4 and then y is actually 4 times 4. Okay, therefore you will get x is 12 and then y is equal to 16. Okay, so the velocity vector of P velocity vector of P can be written as 12, 16. Okay, so your x is 12, your y is 16. So 12, 16. Okay, right. So where is 2 marks will be given here. All right, so these 2 marks, the first mark will be given when you get this. Okay, so you find the direction, if 3 and 4 here, and then you will get 5. Okay, then you find the ratio, the same ratio here. So velocity vector is 12, 16. Okay, so that is velocity vector of P. Okay, so dia akan gerak, horizontal movement is 12, vertical movement is 16. Okay, next kita tengok apa soalan B minta. Okay, now at time t is equal to 0, P has position vector 1, 2 relative to a fixed point O, meaning that this is an initial position of vector P. Okay, write down the position vector of P after t second. Alright, so kita nak cari position vector, meaning that kita nak cari displacement of P after t second. Alright, so ingat balik, so kita ada V is equal to S over T. Therefore, V ni velocity. Okay, T is time, S is displacement. So we want to find displacement after T. Maksudnya displacement is the velocity multiply time. Okay, so the position vector of P after T second can be written as initial position dia. Ini initial position. It is given already here. Okay, so 1, 2 plus. Okay, this is after the displacement after T second. So 12, 16 ni dapat daripada soalan A tadi. Okay, so 1, 2 plus 12, 16 times T. Okay, so that is a position vector of P. Alright, so ini kena ingat. Position vector of P is an initial position plus dengan position after T second. Okay, so velocity multiply T tadi. Okay. Right. So 2 marks is for this one, 1, 2. Nampak je 1, 2. Terus dapat? Terus dapat 1 markah. Tak kira belakang tu salah. So tak apa. Okay. Kalau tadi dapat velocity, katalah you tak dapat 12, 16. Tapi dapat benda lain velocity tu kan. Katalah dapat 10, 11. Okay. So you put 10, 11 dekat the next bracket tu, the next column vector ni. So still lagi dapat markah. Okay. And then if you correct all, so you will get the second mark. Okay. Alright. So next, kita tengok 19C. Okay, kita tengok 19C. Particle Q has position vector 17, 18 relative to O at time T0. So this is the initial position vector of particle Q. Dia punya velocity vector dia adalah 8, 12. Okay, dia kata P and Q collide. Find the value of T when they collide and the position vector of the point of collision. Okay, so we have two questions here. First, we have to find the value of T when they collide. After that, kita nak cari position vector of the point of collision. Okay, so kita kena, you all kena ingat bila when two particles collide, meaning that they will meet at the same point. Okay, so at that point, the position vector of P dengan position vector of Q will be the same. Okay, so position vector P is equal to position Q. Alright, so kita tengok sekarang ni, what is position P? Tadi kita dah dapat dalam soalan B. Position P is 1, 2. This is the initial position of P plus the vector velocity times dengan T dia. Okay, and position vector, the initial position of Q is 17, 18 plus velocity vector dia 8, 12 times dengan T. So these two position is the same position. Alright, so now we can solve the problem. Alright, so it's either you take the horizontal movement, which is yang ke atas, or you take the vertical movement, which is dekat bawah ni. Okay, either one. Alright, so I will take the yang ni. I will compare yang atas ni. Alright, so 1 plus 12T is equal to 17 plus 8T. Alright, so macam biasalah kita buat kita simplify, then you will get 4T is equal to 16. Therefore, T is equal to 4. Alright, so we know that these two particle will collide when T is equal to 4 seconds. Okay. So next, after you know that T is equal to 4, then you can find the position vector of the point of collision by substituting T into either one. Nak ganti dalam P boleh, nak ganti dalam position Q pun boleh. Okay. Alright. So teacher ganti dalam position Q. Kalau ganti dalam position P pun tak ada masalah. You will get the same answer. Alright. So you substitute T with 4. So you will get 17 plus 8 times 4. And then 18 plus 12 times 4. Therefore, the answer is 4966. Okay. Alright. So first mark for this one. When you understand that these two positions are equal. Okay. You find T is equal to 4, then you substitute the value to get the answer 4966. Okay, right? Okay, ni untuk velocity vector. Alright, now we move to question number 20. Okay, question number 20, ini differentiation. Okay, differentiation. The question asks you to find the exact value for dy dx. So exact value meaning that the answer cannot be in decimal number. Okay. So now kita tahu y is equal to tangent 3x over sin x. Kan kita tengok sini. So dia ni fraction lagi. So bila dia fraction, so guna quotient rule because we want to find dy dx. So we come out with u, the numerator, tangent 3x. V is denominator, sin x. So u prime, kena ingat lah. Okay, yang ini wajib ingat. So u prime, when you differentiate tangent, you will get secant square 3x. Then after that, you differentiate 3x, you will get 3. Okay, v sin x, when you differentiate, you will get cos x. Alright, so now we substitute into the quotient rule. Okay, masuk dalam quotient rule. So dy dx is equal to, substitute je lah. Okay, so ikut je. Sin x, yang ini is 3 secant square 3x minus tangent 3x over times dengan cos x over sin x square. Okay, next. Kita nak ganti x is pi over 3. Tapi kat sini kita ada secant. Okay, bila kita ada secant, ganti dulu dalam secant pun boleh ataupun you all nak tukar dia terus kepada cos because secant is a reciprocal of cos. Okay, so teacher buat kat sini. So I substitute first into the secant. Alright, so when x is pi over 3, you can simplify this 3 and 3 here. Okay, and then after that, when you want to use calculator, you have to convert this secant into cos. Okay, so 3 secant square, because 3 and 3 you cancel out. So ia akan jadi secant square pi. So tukar secant square pi jadi 1 over cos square pi. Okay. Yang lain semua dah dalam sin, tangent and cos. Okay. Alright. So sampai sini you substitute into the your calculator. Make sure that your calculator in radian mode because pi is in radian. Alright. So calculate in radian mode terus. Jangan tak payah buat dalam dalam degree mode. Calculator tukar jadi radian mode. Then you press your calculator, key in whatever here, okay, to get the value of dy dx. Your calculator will give you 2 sub 3. Okay. So this is exact value. Kalau you all dapat 2 sub 3, kalau dalam decimal number, so cannot. You have to convert to exact value. Okay. So 4 marks will be given. First is for differentiate your tangent correctly. Yang ni tak adalah. Okay. Differentiate your tangent correctly. And then second mark is when you use quotient rule. Salah pun tak apa. Okay, kalau katalah kat sini salah ataupun sin x tiba-tiba dapat negative cos x ke, masuk je kat sini salah. As long as you use quotient rule, you will get 1 mark. Okay, but then if you get correct answer all this, you will get the 3rd mark here. Okay, and then the 4th mark, yang ini boleh dapat dalam calculator. So tak payah, dia tak bagi markah pun untuk this one. Tapi kena tunjuk. Okay, then you will get the answer 2 sub 3 is the markah untuk jawapan akhir ni lah. Okay. Alright. Okay, so itu number 20A. 20B, hence lagi. Hence meaning that you have to use whatever you get before. Okay, so kita dapat apa yang last kali tu? Dy dx is 2 sub 3 kan? Okay, find the approximate change in y as x increases from pi over 3 to pi over 3 plus h. H is small. Okay, so yang ini small change. Okay, small change. Apa yang dia bagi ni? Berubah ni. X increases from this to this. Meaning that you have delta x. Delta x, how you can find delta x? Delta x adalah ni final reading minus dengan dia punya initial reading dia 5 or pi over 3. So you will get h. So that is your delta x. Okay, come out with this. Delta y delta x is approximately equal to dy dx. So approximately ni kita boleh tukar je tanda dia jadi or approximate kan. So dia akan jadi kita letak equal nanti. Alright, so kita nak cari approximate change in Y, meaning that kita nak cari delta Y. So this delta X, so you multiply here. So dy dx times dengan delta X. So what is your dy dx? You already got from in A, which is 2 third 3 tadi. Because tadi pun kita cari dy dx when X is pi over 3. Okay, so you just substitute the value here. 2 third 3 multiply dengan H. Nampak tak markah dia 1? Okay, so the marks is only given for the final answer. Okay. Alright. That is 20B. Next, we move to 20C. Dia satu soalan combine semua. Okay, differentiation, buat differentiate, you differentiate and then you cari small change and now dia kata X increasing at the rate of 3 units per second. Okay, meaning that kita nak cari dx, kita dapat daripada sini, we have dx dt is equal to 3. When we are talking about rate, so it's a difference, you differentiate respect to time. Okay, 3 units per second here. So find the corresponding rate of change in Y when X equal to pi over 3. Okay, alright. When X is equal to pi over 3, something missing here. Alright. Giving your answer in its simplest set form. Alright, so sama juga macam tadi, kita cari X is pi over 3. So you know that dy dx is equal to 2 third 3. Okay, kita nak cari sekarang ni rate of change in Y. Alright, so delta dy dt. Okay, nak cari dy dt, so we have dy dx, we have dx dt, so we use chain rule. Okay, chain rule, so dy dt is equal to, you use whatever you have here. So kalau kita ada dy dx, so dy dx multiply dengan dx dt. Okay, so what is your dy dt? So dy dt is dy dx 2 third 3 multiply 3, then the answer is 6 third 3. Give your answer in its simplest third form. So ni dah jadi simplest third form dah. 3 ni dah tak boleh nak kecilkan lagi dah. Okay, so dia akan jadi 6 third 3. So the answer 2 is here 1 mark and then 6 third 3 1 mark. Okay. 21, differentiate this. Okay, tadi guna quotient rule. So sekarang ni dia product. Okay, so we have these two terms, x2 plus 3 and then ln x2 x square plus 3. Yang ni x square plus 3, ln x square plus 3. Okay, so we use the product rule. So this is u. U is the first, v is the second one. Alright, so you find the differentiation of u is 2x. You differentiate v prime, differentiate ln, you will get 1 over x square plus 3. Differentiate x square plus 3, you will get 2x. Okay, so what rule that we want to use? We want to use product rule. Okay, so nak guna product rule, dia suruh kita differentiate je sekarang ni. Therefore, we just substitute into product rule. No need to simplify. Okay, tak payah simplify apa pun. Nak cari apa ni? Dy dx sebab dia tak suruh cari, nak cari exact value ke apa, tak ada. Okay, so you just substitute into the product rule. Okay, so 3 marks will be given for this because this one is more complicated compared to this one. Okay, so 1 markah dekat sini. The second marks will be given if you use product rule, no matter your u prime or v prime correct or wrong. Okay, ikut apa yang you all dapat dekat sini, masuk dalam product rule, you will get the second mark. And then the third mark will be given if everything is correct. Okay, right. So that is 21B, 21A. Okay, now we look at 21B. Okay, 21B kata, hence find the integration of x ln x square plus 3 dx. Okay, so if you notice, this one is actually ada dalam your dy dx. Okay, so remember that when you differentiate the function, you will get dy dx. When you integrate your dy dx, you will get the function back. Okay, so that is the reverse process of integration is a reverse process of differentiation. Okay, tengok yang ini, dia ada dalam ni. But then, in this one, kita kena simplify dululah. Alright, so look at this. Here you have x square plus 3. Tengok bawah ni pun ada x square plus 3. So you cancel this out to get your dy dx from A. Tapi dy dx sekarang ni, teacher dah simplify. Cancel out this. So you will get 2x plus ln x square plus 3 times 2x. Okay. When you differentiate this one, you will get this. Okay. Reverse process. If you integrate this one, you will get back this. Okay. Dapat balik yang ni. Okay. Now, your mission is to get x ln x square plus 3. Okay. Sekarang ni kita ada dua ni. Yang ni dengan yang ini. So, you split these two into two integration symbol. Satunya adalah integrate 2x dx. Satu lagi adalah integrate 2x ln x square plus 3 dx. Okay. Then this must equal to this lah yang sebelah sini. So just ikut je yang ni. Okay. So we don't want this because we only want x ln x square plus 3. Nampak soalan ni kat sini kan? Okay. So this one, when you integrate, you will get x square. Okay. Plus, so this one, 2 is a constant coefficient here. So boleh letak kat luar je 2. And then x ln x square plus 3 dx. So this one is actually equal to this. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to let this as a subject. Okay, so we don't want x square here. So we have to move here. X square we have to eliminate. Tak nak dekat sini. So what we do is we subtract your x square. So you get negative x square is here. Okay, therefore we still have 2 kat sini. Okay, we don't want these 2. So we divide all the terms kiri kanan, all the ni equations, kita divide semua dengan 2 both sides, so you will get integration of x ln x square plus 3 dx is equal to, it's either you all nak letak dia cantik-cantik 1/2 dekat depan, ataupun you all nak buat semua ni sekali divide by 2. It's okay, tak ada masalah, dua-dua betul. Okay. Yang ni teacher dah make up dah ni, dah letak 1/2 dekat sini. So sini pun kita letak divide by 2. Okay. 2 marks je. Panjang-panjang macam ni. Sebab this one, everything you get from the previous answer. Okay. Right. So 2 markah kat mana dia bagi ni? So when you understand that the integration is a reverse process of differentiation. 1 markah dekat sini, and then of course the second mark will be given to the final answer. Okay, right. Next we look at number 22. Okay. A solid circular cylinder has a base radius of r, height of h. Cylinder has a volume of 1200 pi. And then total surface area is also given. All right. So now the question asks you to show that this is the surface area. Surface area is equal to this. Okay. Let we imagine the cylinder. How does the cylinder looks like? So kita come out dengan sketch je lah satu cylinder dekat sini. Okay. So kita sketch cylinder. Radius is r. And then height is h. Okay. Alright. How do you find the surface area? So surface area, because this is a solid circular cylinder, meaning that you have 2 closed circle kat sini. Okay, atas top and bottom here are these we have uh, what we call it, this is a solid lah dekat sini. Okay, kat bawah ni pun solid. Alright, so we have two area of circles kat sini. Alright, so the surface area is two area of circle, okay, top and bottom, and then the area of curve surface. Alright, so area of circle is pi r square, so you have 2 pi r square. Curve surface is 2 pi r h. So this one will not be given in your paper. So you have to remember the formula. Okay, kena memorize lah formula yang ini. Okay, formula of circle, formula of curve surface, volume of sphere ke, semua tu nak kena ingat. Alright. So now you look at this surface area. So surface area in terms of R and H. But then here you only have S in terms of R. So you have to think how can you convert this H in terms of R. Okay. What is the formula? What is the information given in the question? So the question give you the volume of the cylinder is 1200 pi. So you may use this one. All right. So what is volume? Volume is 1200 pi. So what is the volume of the cylinder? Pi r square h. Okay, equal to 1200 pi. Therefore, you will get h in terms of pi, 1200 over r square. Since we have pi, both sides, here you have pi, and then here also pi. So you can cancel out this pi. Okay, so h in terms of r is 1200 over r square. So you substitute into your surface area here. So S is equal to 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r. Your H is 1200 over r square. Okay, simplify this r and this r, 1 r here. So therefore you will get 2 pi r square plus 2400 pi over r, shown as what the question asks you to do. Okay, so 3 marks will be given when you come out with the equation of surface area here. All right, so you add these two circles and the curved surface. Okay, and then when you come out H in terms of R, and then you substitute the value, then you simplify to get as shown in the question. Okay, so that is number 22A. All right. Okay, now we look at number 22B. All right, so we have H and R vary. Okay, H and R can vary, boleh berubah. So find the stationary value of S and determine its nature. Okay, all right. So now we look at what we have in A. All right, so A we have S is equal to 2 pi r square plus 2400 pi over r. All right, so find the stationary value of S. So nak cari stationary value, you have S in terms of R, meaning that you have to differentiate S and R, ds over dr here, ds dr. So stationary value samalah juga dengan turning point, samalah juga dengan maximum minimum value. Okay, it's equal to 0. So what do you need to do is to find ds dr. So your S is this. If you look at this, R duduk dekat bawah ni kan. Okay, so even though this is fraction, but 2400 pi is a constant. Alright, dia constant je dekat atas ni. So you can put R to the power of R ni duduk kat sebelah sini. So dia akan jadi R to the power of negative 1. So ini adalah coefficient of R to the power of negative 1 lah. Dia duduk depan ni. Okay, alright. So what we do, find dsdr. So dsdr, so r square, bila kita differentiate, you will get 2r. So these 2 and 2 ni multiply, so you will get 4 pi r. So negative 1, dia duduk depan sini. Alright, so negative 2400 pi r power to the minus 1. Okay, so you will get r to the power of -2. Okay, right. Stationary value, you equate to 0. Okay, you equate to 0, then you will get this equal to 0. Okay, multiply everything by r square to eliminate r square dekat bawah ni. Sebab r square ni bila cross product dia jadi 0 kan. Tapi kena equate the denominator dulu. So yang ini you multiply by r square. So you will get 4 pi r cube minus 2400 pi r square multiply cross product dengan 0, you will get 0. Okay, simplify. So you will get 4 pi r cube is equal to 2400 pi. Pi and pi cancel out. And then r cube is equal to 600. You divide by 4. Therefore, r is equal to the cube root of 600 or 8.43. Okay. All right. Either you use this or you use this because the question never asks you to give answer in exact value, kan? All right. So you have this R. Okay. So find the stationary value of S, meaning that you have to substitute R in terms into S. Okay. So your value, your stationary value is 2 pi multiply here 8.43 square. Kat bawah ni pun substitute dengan 8.43. Okay, so that you will get S is equal to 1340. 1341 pun dia terima. Okay, it depends on the value that you key in, either the cube root of 600 ataupun 8.43. Okay, so you will get this S. Alright, then the question asks you to determine its nature. Nak cari nature dia. Nature ni maksudnya you all nak tahu dia ni maximum ke dia minimum. Okay, so to find the nature, you have to find the second derivative. Kita kena test. Okay, second derivative kita tu minimum ke maximum. Okay, so from dr ni, from here, kita cari d square s over dr square. Okay, differentiate one more time. So differentiate r, you will get 4 pi. Differentiate this one. So -2 multiply with -2400, you will get positive 4800 pi r to the power of -3. Okay. Then, kenapa teacher tulis kat sini d square s dr square greater than 0? Because r is a radius of a cylinder. So r is always positive. Okay. So R is always positive. So R bila dia positif dekat sini, R ni, so 4 pi plus dengan 4800 pi over R cube. So you will always get the you will always get the positive value. So when d square s over dr square is positive, so the nature, we can conclude that the nature is minimum. Dia ada dua kan. Kalau d square s dr square, your d square s dr square less than 0, so that is maximum. Kalau dia greater than 0, that the nature is minimum. Okay. Alright. 5 marks. The first mark when you find the first derivative of this one. Okay. So kita dapat yang ni. Betul. Okay. Next, you equate to 0 because you know that the stationary point, kita kena cari dsdr equal to 0. Then you will get the value of r. Okay, so kita dah dapat value of r. So nak cari dia punya stationary value, substitute and then you will get the answer. Okay, nak determine nature, so you differentiate one more time and then the conclusion is d square s dr square greater than 0. Actually, this one must come from this. You have to show this. Even though no marks given here, tapi dia kena tengok yang ini. Okay, so kita nak tahu, nak conclude dia ni greater than 0, so we will refer to your d square s dr square dekat atas ni. Okay, alright. So kita tak boleh simply consider this one without showing this. Okay. Alright. A curve with equation y is equal to fx such that d square y over dx square. So this one will be given. This one given. All right. X greater than 0. Okay. So the second derivative is given. And then the next info is the curve has gradient 10 at the point 3, 19 over 2. All right. So show that when x is 11, so your dy dx is 52. Okay, so to show this, meaning that you have to find dy dx from d square y dx square. Okay, bila bagi d square y dx square, nak cari dy dx, okay, so kita kena integrate d square y dx square kita. Alright, so you integrate dy, so to get dy dx, so integrate 2x plus 3 to the power of negative 1 over 2. So you will get 2x plus 3, negative 1 over 2 plus 1. So you will have 1 over 2. And then integrate, bawah dia kita letak 1 over 2. And then after that kita differentiate yang dalam bracket ni, 2x plus 3, put here. Okay, next to 1 over 2. Nak letak belakang ke nak letak depan ke tak kisahlah kat situ. Okay, and then integrate 5, you will get 5x. Okay, integrate 5, you will get 5x and then plus c. Okay, so kita selalu tertinggal ni, miss ni, di c ni kat sini. Okay, tapi this one, soalan kata the curve has gradient 10. Gradient ni, the gradient is actually dy dx. Ingat tadi the first question that we discuss. Alright, so the gradient is 10. Maksudnya when dia kata the gradient is 10 at the point 319 over 2. Meaning that dy dx is equal to 10 when x is equal to 3. Ni value of x, ini value of y. Okay, so we have the value of x and the value of dy dx. So to find c, you substitute. Okay, this is your c. Simplify dulu. Yang ni 2 and 2 ni kita boleh cancel out. So dia over 1 je lah dekat sini kan. So bila dia over 1, so kita tak payah tulis dah kat situ. Then kita substitute dy dx is equal to 10, x is 3. Okay, you substitute here. So to the power of 1 over 2. So what we have is 9 to the power of 1 over 2 plus 15 plus c equal to 10. Okay, so set 9 is equal to 3. 3 plus 15 is 18. So c is negative 8. So 10 minus 18. Therefore, your dy dx is this one. Belum habis lagi jawab. Alright, so kita dah gantikan tempat C kita dengan negative 8 and then show that. So you show when x is equal to 11, masukkan x ni jadi 11. Alright, when x is equal to 11, so you will get dy dx is equal to, substitute x with 11 and then if your answer is 52, meaning that all the working here, okay, most probably correct. Alright. Suka nak dapat 52 dekat sini. Okay. So 5 marks will be given once you try, you attempt to integrate 2x plus 3 to the power of negative 1 over 2. Okay. Attempt maksud dia, you get the correct index here, 1 over 2. Power dia dah bertukar daripada negative 1 over 2 jadi 1 over 2 dekat sini. No matter what is the value dekat bawah ni, so as long as you dah ada 1 over 2, so we award you 1 mark for attempt to integrate this function. Maksudnya you all tahu bila buat integration, power dia kena plus 1. Okay, next. Kalau dah dapat betul semua macam ni, okay, complete. So the second mark will be given. Okay, and you use dy dx is equal to 10 and x is equal to 3 to find c. Okay, once you dah dapat C, dia tak bagi markah lah dekat sini because markah diberi dekat sini. Okay. Alright. Then after that, berapa dah? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you show that when X is equal to 11, you substitute the value leading to the answer dy dx is 52. Okay. Right. Now, a curve, this one soalan sama je macam tadi. Sekarang ni dia suruh cari fx. What is fx? Fx is equal to y. Okay. Meaning that tadi daripada d square y dx square, you find dy dx. So now kita nak cari fx, which is y. Okay. So one more time, you kena integrate your dy dx. Okay. So this is your dy dx. So you integrate to get y. So you integrate 2x plus 3 to the power of 1 over 2 plus 5x minus 8 dx. Alright, so integrate. Apa yang you all dapat? So 2x plus 3, 1 over 2 plus 1, you will get 3 over 2. So 3 over 2 juga dekat bawah. And then one more time, kita differentiate 2x plus 3 to get 2 here. Okay. The integrate x, you will get x squared over 2. 5 is still here. Integrate x, you will get 8x negative. So don't forget. So to just copy the sign here, negative 8x plus d. D is a constant. Teacher tak buat C sebab tadi pun C. Tapi kalau nak buat C pun tak ada masalah. Okay. Then we know that the curve passes through this point. Alright. So 3, 19 over 2. This is the value of y. This is the value of x. So we find d by substituting x and y. Okay. So y is 19 over 2. X is equal to 3. So you just substitute here. You use your calculator. And then you will get this. Simplify, dapat 15 over 2. So 19 over 2 minus 15 over 2. So you will get d is equal to 2. Alright. So when you get d is equal to 2. So soalan minta fx. So you have to write fx is equal to, you just copy this. Okay, simplify. Yang ini 2 dengan 2 ni boleh cancel out dah dekat sini. So over 3 plus 5 over 2x square minus 8x plus 2. Okay. So 4 marks will be given. Alright, so 4 marks dekat sini satu. Okay. Macam tadi juga, even though your answer, you lupa ni nak buat ni, tak buat ni, tak differentiate 2 ni. 2x plus 2 ni kita tak buat differentiation, kita tak letak dekat sini. As long as your power, sekarang ni dah tukar from 1 over 2 to 3 over 2, so you will get 1 mark. Okay. All correct, another 1 mark. Alright, to find D, attempt to find D by substituting X and Y, 1 mark. And then bila dah dapat D, so you just copy your D ni, your constant into the Fx to get the final mark. Okay. Alright. So that is for number 23. Alright, so now number 24. I think this is the last question. Alright. So this is for kinematics. Alright. The velocity of the particle traveling in a straight line. The function given v is 4 over t plus 1 cube. Okay. So the first question stated that explain why the direction of motion of the particle never changes. Okay, kita tengok sekarang ni. Okay. Time will always positive. Okay, so time will always positive. Time tak ada negatif kan? Alright, and then you look at the function. Function v is 4 over t plus 1 cube. Okay, when you substitute t, any t, start from t0, t1, t2, t3 and so on, your velocity will always positive. Okay, because bila masuk sini, dia akan jadi positif lah. Dia tak akan dapat t plus 1 cube tu takkan dapat jadi negatif. So your velocity will always positive. So bila velocity is always positive, meaning that the particle will move at the same direction to the right until the end. Okay? Alright. So apa yang kita tunjuk kat sini? So therefore the direction of motion of the particle never changes. Okay. So the last sentence ni tak tulis pun tak apa. You just show that your V is always positive for all T to get 1 mark. Okay? Alright. Now you look at number 24B. Okay, showing all your working. Find the acceleration of the particle when T is equal to 5. Alright. So now question give you V. So remember, so in kinematics, we have displacement, velocity, and acceleration. To get this, so you have to differentiate. Okay, so vice versa, you integrate. Alright, so now we have V. Now we want to find A. Okay, so from V, so 4 is a constant. So 4 ni T plus 1 to the power of negative 3. Kita bawa naik atas je. So tak payah buat quotient rule pun dia kat situ. Okay, so to get A, kita kena differentiate V. Okay, so you differentiate negative 3 ke depan. So negative 12. So power sekarang ni dah jadi negative 4. So you differentiate T, you will get 1. Okay. Alright. So now kita nak cari acceleration when T is equal to 5. So you just substitute 5 into the A. So you will get A is negative 1 over 108, or you give your answer in 3 significant figures. Even though dia panjang kat sini kan. Okay, tapi 0.00 ni still lagi bukan significant figures. So this is the answer in 3 significant figures. Okay. Alright. First mark is here. Okay, when the you differentiate your function, okay, and then the index now become negative 4. And then the second one kalau betul semua. Tadi kalau negative 12 ni salah pun tak apa. Okay, to get the first mark. But second marks tu kena betul semua. Okay, and then substitute the value. You can use your calculator to get the answer. Alright. Okay, so that is B. And then look at C. Okay, find an expression for the displacement of the particle. Nampak? Tadi dia suruh cari A, sekarang dia suruh cari S. So we reverse the direction. So what we do is to find the displacement, we have to integrate the function V. So you integrate the function. So alright, 4 is 4 here. So integrate T plus 1 to the power of negative 3. So you plus 1, so you will get negative 2. Be careful when you do the differentiation and integration. Sometimes bila dah buat sama, campur-campur semua, yang mana kita tambah, yang mana kita tolak, kita buat mistake dekat situ kan. Okay, be careful. Alright, ingat bila kita integrate, kita tambah satu power dia. So dia akan jadi negative 2. So this one you just follow negative 2, differentiate T plus 1, you will get 1 here. And then C, don't forget your C because, okay, dekat soalan, so nothing info pasal bila particle tu duduk dia start dekat mana. So we just assume that when this one, okay, before that kita a teacher simplify dulu this one because this is negative 2 and 4. You cancel out these 2 and then here become 2. So negative ni pindah duduk depan. So you get 2 and then T plus 1 to the power of negative 2 turun balik dia ke bawah and then the answer, the index become positive 2 dekat sini. Alright. So because we have no information about the displacement of the particle, then we can assume that when T0 S also 0. So we substitute into the function S to get C. So when S 0, T is 0. So C ni dia tak jadi 0 tau. Okay, because dia ada value negative 2 over 1. Therefore, C is equal to 2. Okay. So teacher salin balik je kat sini ni. So C is equal to 2. Then you will get S is equal to negative 2 over T plus 1 square plus 2. Okay. So the question asks you to express your displacement after T seconds. So this is your answer. Okay. So 3 marks will be given. The first mark, as usual, your answer, even though this one is wrong, but the index now you change from negative 3 plus 1, you get negative 2, 1 mark. Okay. Next, betul semua yang ini. Yang baru kita dapat bagi markah yang kedua. Okay. And then you substitute at T0, S0 to get C. Then the answer is this one. Okay. And the last one. The last one is find the distance traveled by the particle in the 4th second. So nak cari distance travel in the 4th second dalam saat yang keempat. Dalam saat keempat maksudnya you kena cari displacement at the 4th second dengan displacement at the third second. Okay. So kita cari. Okay, sebab kita nak cari dalam saat tu je. Maksudnya dia bergerak daripada T3 sampai T4. Okay, so kita cari S4, you just substitute into your S tadi. Dah cari S dekat soalan C tadi kan. Okay, when T is equal to 4, masuk dalam ni. Okay, when T is equal to 3, so you just substitute T is equal to 3. Okay, it's up to you. Either you want to simplify until you get the jawapan yang cantik lah untuk X4 dengan S3 ni. Okay, so you simplify this one kan, dapat negative 2 over 5 square plus 2. Okay, yang ni pun you simplify. Okay, nak simplify boleh, tak nak simplify pun tak apa. You find the distance by subtracting S4 dengan S3. Okay, so S4 minus S3. Teacher letak dalam modulus because the question asks you to find the distance. Distance is a scalar quantity. So dia mesti positive distance ni. Alright. So you substitute, you tolak yang ini. This is S4, tolak S3. Okay. Then you will get the answer is 9 over 200 or 0.045. Okay. So 2 marks is only for either you find T4, either you find S4 or you find S3, either one. Okay. Nampak je kita cari salah satu, boleh bagi satu markah. And then you find the distance here to get the answer 0.045. This is another mark for you. Okay. Alright. So this is kinematic with the questions. Number 24 ni. So we end up the session tonight. Alright. So I hope that everyone can get benefit from this session, and good luck for your IGCSE. Don't forget to keep struggling, keep striving for excellence. Okay. So teacher minta maaf kalau ada apa-apa yang terkurang. Okay, so thank you everybody. So Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.